Greetings and welcome to Nathan Lyle Official. If you've never seen my face in a video before, my name is Nathan Lyle, and this is my personal channel where I do vlogs, reviews, and anything else that happens to catch my fancy. This video needs a little bit of explanation. I'm going to try to keep it brief, hopefully under 10 minutes. Normally, I don't put an explanation in front of these videos, but here's the thing. Because I started this series in I don't know, July, August. It was summer. I remember it was hot as hell. And back, could have sworn at the start of November, I barely had 100 subscribers, and now I'm at 1,300. That's more than 1,000% increase. So I feel like some people need to know about this. First and foremost, I have been diagnosed with CPTSD. For those who don't know what that is, post-traumatic stress disorder. Basically, to oversimplify it for sake of time, something big happened in your life that drastically changed the way you see the world, changed your brain's chemistry, your perception of reality. And complex post-traumatic stress disorder basically means either there were multiple traumas or a lot of sustained trauma over a long period of time. Thankfully for me, I had both. I'm so lucky. I had just an incredibly shitty childhood. I got beat up at home. I got beat up at school. And on top of regularly just, being 8 years old, waking up in the morning knowing someone's going to punch me today. I don't know who, I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know why. Somehow it's going to be my fault. That's a horrible way to live, and it definitely changes your outlook on the world. When you wake up knowing that someone is going to be so upset at you that they decide to hit you. And so, yeah. And then even on top of that, there are still 5 specific moments in time that I can point to where, the instant this thing happened to me, I just felt something inside of me break. So anyways, honestly, throughout my life, I've seen 7 mental health professionals. And honestly, the vast majority of it, the first 5 were mostly against my will. And so therefore, hardly ever got anything done because we never went deep enough, talked about the real shit. And so, yeah, it wasn't, I was miserable for the vast majority of my life. I had attempted suicide every year of high school. And then it was when I was 26, back in 2016, that I finally reached a point where I'm like, I can never be more than this. I can never be better than I am now if I don't at least try to deal with some of the issues. So I signed up for BetterHelp, went to therapy, had 2 sessions with one therapist, didn't like it. And then I went to someone new who was amazing, so amazing that I would work with her for the next 6 years. And one thing she told me was forget everything you know about therapy, about yourself, and just talk to me. Just tell me about your life, the things that happened to you, and how you feel about it. And we unpacked a lot, and she's the one who diagnosed me. And it felt, my mental health journey almost feels like an episode of House. Because throughout my life, it's we're trying to treat the symptoms as they arise. We never went to the root cause of this shit. And turns out there is a root cause for literally every fucking thing wrong with me. And it's the fact that I was a kid in a lot of pain, crying out for help. And so, spent 6 years working with that therapist till we reached a point where we hit an impasse. There was 3 months that passed, no progress is being made, maybe even feeling like we're taking steps back. I noticed it, she noticed it. We ended up having a conversation where I realized the approach that she had, I'm grateful for her, she got me this far. I have changed because of her, and I need something different. But the approach that I wanted, the new approach that I wanted, she was like, that's not what I do. That's not my philosophy. And so, just like, we ended up realizing, hey, gotta say goodbye then. Because I want something she can't offer. And we mutually parted ways. She wished me well. I found a new therapist. Spent 2 years working with her. Felt like I reached a new level of growth. Made a lot of progress. And then 2024 happened. 2024 was equally the best and worst year of my fucking life. Because I had a job where I was making $18.34 an hour. I'm getting $2,000 paychecks. I'm making more money than I know what to do with. And then I get fired. I can't. The only job I have, while I have this job, I'm still looking at other places, but I'm not getting other offers. So I'm stuck here for now, making $11 an hour, working 3 days a week. And over a period of 8 months, I made $9,000. That's not enough to live off of. Thankfully, I had a very full bank account, so I could still pay my bills. But damn, it was not. It was a fun year, but it was a stressful year, because now that I couldn't afford to keep going to therapy, but I made a promise that I would try to live my best life and try to do things that are good for me. Being on my own forced me to step out of my comfort zone. I went to 3 conventions. I got on Meetup, started going to different events. I found a group where, hey, I go to a monthly game night, seeing all these people, blah, blah, blah. So it's great. As hard as life was, as difficult as it was just to survive, I was also having the greatest adventure I'd had in my adult life. And then 2025 happened. I get a promotion and a raise, guaranteed hours. Yay! Bills are taken care of. Fucking fantastic. I'm living a much better life now. Still occasionally trying to go out at least 2 or 3 times a month. Spend time with people. Be social. Live my life. The bad feelings never go away. There are less bad days, but the bad days are still there. They still hurt. And as time just keeps passing, I never stop missing my therapist. And I make enough money I can pay the bills, and I can afford occasional luxuries like a trip to Taco Bell, but not enough that I can afford the thousands that it would take to be in therapy for a year. And so, people say there's a lot of free therapy, but it's like, oh, free with insurance, which, I'm going to be honest, never had health insurance as an adult. Thankfully, I literally live right across the street from a free clinic, so it's not like, so I can still get basic checkups, make sure there's nothing majorly wrong with me, so they've never found any obvious shit. So, but, mental health is unfortunately still out of the reach. So over summer, it occurred to me, I decided to write a letter to my therapist. And I can't remember a specific reason why I decided to do this, but I decided, let's read that letter. Let's turn it into a video. And I liked it. Actually, I think it was before summer. It was maybe May, March or May. April. I meant April or May. I keep getting March and April switched up. I don't know why. It was in springtime, I think, that I put the first video out. And I liked it. Even though I got little to no engagement, it felt good to make the video. And so it's something that I have continued doing. I have no idea if I'm going to do it in February, but I'm at least going to do this one. Could this potentially be the last one? That's a possibility. I don't plan on it being the last one, but I have no idea what my next one's going to be as of right now. This one specifically, I wrote it back in the beginning of November, so am I in a slightly better place right now? Sure. But I feel like the message still needs to be said. And so, yeah, that's what this is. I think when you watch the video, you'll understand why, after writing it, I decided it would be better for me to avoid a lot of discomfort if I could just save this until after the holiday season passed. But yeah, so I think the first thing I should warn you about is that while there is an underlying message of hope generally in most of these, it's rarely ever happy videos. So keep that in mind if you do choose to proceed forward. This one specifically, definitely not a happy video. Like I said, I wrote this letter because I was feeling some kind of way. Have you ever heard of B.O.B.? He's a famous rapper. He's crazy as shit, but he's also such a brilliant lyricist. Why are the geniuses always crazy? B.O.B. has a song called Harp Music, H-A-A-R-P. Don't listen to it. It's full of conspiracy theories, but scattered amongst the crazy, he has some lines where he says some of the realest shit ever. Now, this is not verbatim, but basically he says, words do more than just hurt you. Words alone fill up church pews. Words alone change the outcome, make you reconsider taking nurse school. Words alone make you pay attention to the problems that you never walked through. And all of that shit is true. Words can be quite powerful. History is full of people who changed the world with their words alone. However, it is my personal experience that no matter how strong words might be, actions always speak louder. The words you say lose all power if you don't mean them, if you don't live by the philosophy you teach. For instance, let's say you have a son. You tell him every day how smart he is. He can be whatever he wants when he grows up. Then you treat him like shit. You hit him. You constantly call him a screw-up. Make him feel like a burden. Make him feel unwanted. Will he grow up full of confidence? No. He will grow up with zero sense of self-worth. He will spend decades of his life refusing to look in a mirror because he can't stand the sight of himself. He won't form deep friendships because he has trouble opening up emotionally. And he doesn't believe that anyone cares about him. He doesn't believe that anyone could ever love him. He doesn't think anyone is capable of loving him, that he's just not capable of being loved. And he'll have to remind himself daily that people do care about him, that there are people who look forward to seeing him, who miss him when they don't see him for a while, that there are people whose lives are better because he's a part of it. He'll keep remembering examples that prove there are people who sincerely care about him. He'll keep reminding himself that he is loved. And he'll never believe it. He'll keep saying it to himself every day. You are loved. And he'll keep saying it to himself, hoping that someday he actually believes that it's true. All the while in his heart knowing that that day might never come.